Welcome to the Activations with JJ Energy Update for the week of August 23rd, 2021. As many of you probably already know, we have some important astrological events happening right now. Most markedly, the full moon in Aquarius, the second time this year, as we head into Virgo season. And as I've been reading a little bit about these events, because I'm definitely not an expert on astrology, but as I read them, it's really fascinating how many synchronicities come up with regards to my own life and the season that I'm in, and how it really does go with a lot of the themes that I see are in the Aquarius, the full moon in Aquarius, as well as many of the things that are happening with my clients, the people that I do one-on-one sessions with. I've definitely seen some of the same exact things happening in the seasons for them. This is really a collective thing, and one of the things that I've noticed is that really people are shifting into their power and into their voice. And those are two themes that have come out to me so much personally, and also, again, reflected in the sessions that I do with people. And I feel like if you're in one of those seasons where you're either really feeling like you're stepping into your voice and using your voice, or really feeling like you're stepping into your power, which is your solar plexus chakra, if you were to look at it in your energetic body, then I feel like that's, definitely right along with what a lot of us are feeling right now. I'm going to be talking a little bit about that in my Ascension Diaries episode for this week, but I thought I would touch on that briefly before I head into our energy update. I'm really excited to do this week's energy update. If this is your first week joining me, I do these every single week, and I bring in a different energy. So I channel a different being, a different guide, and I don't have one that I stick with all of the time. This week, I plan on channeling an energy that was new to me, or at least fairly new to me, and that is a Lyran energy. And Lyran energy tends to be somewhat similar to like a cat-like energy. If you read up about the Lyrans, you can find out more about that. But I've had a session this week where I was able to bring that through. And by the way, if you have not gotten a hold of me to have a session where you can connect with your star family, I highly recommend you doing so. It has been so fun speaking with people and helping them to connect with all these different star families where all of them come from. It's a big variety. It's been really neat for me because I think part of it is since I'm kind of considered myself to be a starseed linguist, I'm able to tap into these different energies pretty easily. And even though they're in totally different places and the beings look different, they all are so loving and so anxious to connect with their family that's here on this planet and embodied here. So if you feel drawn to do that, please feel free to reach out. But this week, again, I was able to bring through some Lyran energy, and I plan on doing that for you today for this energy update. Their light language did sound a little bit like the vibrations of a cat purring, so that was really fun too, and we'll see what happens when we bring them through. So go ahead and get into a little bit of a meditative state. Bring yourself into a space where you're ready to welcome the message and receive the message. We'll start by taking some deep breaths. And just listening to this music, allowing it to help your body to relax and open and soften. We are so overjoyed to come and visit you with our words. We are Lyrans. And we come with so much love for human beings, for humanity, and for this planet, and for this exciting time in which you find yourselves. We are so thrilled to be witnesses of this with you, for we are observing you even though we are far away. We have ways and means of seeing this grand time unfolding right before our eyes, and we are always available to extend love and help and support in any way that we can, especially for those of our family members who chose to be embodied here on this planet and to whom we have been connected even though they are unaware. There have been signs for many of you, those who are drawn to feline companions. Many of you are our family or have a connection to us. Again, we are overjoyed, we are thrilled, we are so excited and ecstatic. It is so hard for us to contain our excitement to deliver this message, but we will take a moment as we have been invited to deliver 3 points or 3 topics related to the energy for this particular week in your Earth timeline. Our first message is to remind you to lighten up. Yes, there are very heavy events occurring on this planet. These events have been foretold. They are part of this process, and we have known they were coming, and we know that they are difficult for you. But we want to remind you to lighten up in any way that you can, whether it be listening to music or just gazing at the sky, at the clouds, and connecting with that light energy. Do things that will allow you to feel lighter, dear ones. You do not need to stay in the heavy energies of the traumatic events that are occurring at this time of shift. Give yourself permission to lighten up. Secondly, we encourage you to work on developing your third eye chakra. That part of you, that intuition, that part that can see your soul family in your imagination, that maybe can even see what we look like right now. Utilize that third eye like it were a muscle. Exercise it every day, multiple times a day. It will become your anchor. It will become your safe zone. It will allow you to live in a place of security and trust. And as you strengthen it, the collective will together be able to live with access to their third eye, which will then open their mind to worlds that they have never before imagined, but that they have experienced in past lives. As they open themselves up to these visions, this planet will be transformed in ways that you may never have thought possible. Our third point is to bring you words in our light language to allow you to relax and release and be comforted. Halorena ritalra haburreta naralata haburralainara May the vibration our special words. Encircle your body with the love that we feel for you, and increase your healing processes so that your body may more easily expand and arrive to a higher density along with your planet. It is with much gratitude that we bid you farewell and thank you for listening to this transmission. We invite you to connect with us whenever you feel called to do so, for we are very nearby. That was definitely a very excited and cheerful energy. I can still feel that vibration. I can't stop smiling. I'm sure that you noticed that I was definitely speaking in that kind of a tone. And I've never ever tapped into an energy that was almost vivacious, if you could sense that from the way that it was speaking. But a very beautiful, bubbly, vivacious, and effervescent, and ecstatic, and all of those words. And super interesting to me that it would come through, especially since there are definitely some heavy energies working through the planet at this time. So I do see that need for us to lighten up, especially those of us who are way showers, to not get bogged down in some of the kind of low density 3D that's going on, and to take a higher perspective. I do know that when I take a higher perspective, it makes a huge difference in my life. So just your little reminder to do that, along with, again, these beautiful words from the Lyrans. If you're interested in hearing other transmissions that I've done, please be sure to look at past podcasts, episodes, or YouTube channel episodes. There are so many different amazing interdimensionals and energies that I've brought through, and each of them has such significant transmissions and messages and activations and all of those things. Really just super valuable at this time. And I even encourage you to just take a look at all of the different episodes, and when one calls out to you, tap on it and listen to it, because it might be something that you need. In addition to that, I just want to remind you, if you have a moment, to please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're listening to this on YouTube. Like the video and make sure to comment so I know you're there and I know that you got some value out of this message. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can also do me the favor of leaving a review and a rating. And what that will do is it will just put this podcast and these messages in front of more people as we gather our soul family. Thank you again for taking the time to co-create this with me. And I do encourage everybody, when there's an energy that's new, just maybe go back and listen to it again. You always get more the second time. And I listen to my own channeled messages, because again, they're not necessarily my words, they're from a different energy. I listen to them repeated times because I really feel like it integrates better into my body that way, energetically especially. And finally, I want to make sure to leave you with my favorite saying: the divinity within me honors the divinity within you. Namaste.